My name's Aaron, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and doing really well. Today I'm viewing Roja Parfums Reckless pour Homme Parfum. This is £375 for 50ml. The notes are lemon, lavender, bay, cypress, cedar, sandalwood, vetiver, oak moss, cinnamon, clove, cardamom, spicy pepper and ginger. The base tonka bean, incense, storax, orris with whispers of central musk. So this one I'm reviewing slightly differently. I've actually worn it for 24 hours, given a really good wearing, because with this much naturals, it does change a lot. So the way that she designs perfume is a lot of naturals with a lot of aroma chemicals. I'd say about between 20 and 30% naturals, and the rest is aroma chemicals, which is my favourite type of perfumery. Do we have our fragrance samples and we engage with our higher self? Let's get testing. So first thing, before I go further, this really lasts, and I would hope so at this price, but at this price I really want some different, unique, interesting raw materials. Let's call it £400. £400 for 50ml is very expensive, and I'm really not interested in how pretty the packaging is. I'm really interested about what's inside. So he builds stuff in a specific way, and it's always quite sort of airy and long and light. That is the key to the way he's building stuff, and that is a mixture of Ice Super, heady home tea with masses of top head, and the choice of musk, which are always very classic. And it's a combination of clean musk and then some musk to do with the bloom of the fragrance. In this case, there is some human-like musks in there, and you can detect musk because in their raw state, they sort of smell like candle wax, or that's the nearest I can get to it if you're sort of a little bit untrained. There's lots of different types of musk. Some are liquid at room temperature and some are solid at room temperature. There's some ambery molecules in this to help latch it onto the skin and give quite an animalistic name, which is really the name Reckless. I would expect you to have lots and lots of ambery type molecules and animal type molecules in there, because Reckless, I wanted dangerous and dark. This does have a dirtiness to it, and the dirtiness is a combination of eugenol, oak moss raw materials, and very, very prevalent in lemon and ginger. And then you've got the cedarwood in there mixed with the peppers, increase the spiciness of it. Now, French perfumery deals a lot with sandalwood-like raw materials, and they all do lots of different things, and some are solid at room temperature and some are liquid, and the more solid raw material is at room temperature, the more it's going to latch onto the skin. So this has a lot of fixatives in to latch and bind onto the skin. It smells undoubtedly French and very classy. Onto my final thoughts. This absolutely does have some dirtiness to it, and the dirtiness I can explain to you when you're mixing these sort of the oak moss raw materials with the eugenol and the acetates and the animal amber notes is similar to sort of incuracy as that sort of dirtiness that comes through. But this is really elevated and expansive, so it has an expansive nature, which is sort of a lot of his fragrances are built like this. To me, this smells, I would say, definitely for an older gentleman, sort of 40-50 plus, and which has refined taste, and which this is the signature scent to it. So I'll go through my marks with you. Technically, it's fantastic, and I love the way he's utilising a lot of naturals with aroma chemicals. A lot of skill in that. It's how I like my personal perfumery to be, and I think this is sort of where I enjoy it the most. The expansiveness also is with ethyl linalool, as well. You can smell ethyl linalool in there. I think it's very overpriced actually, because of the choice of raw materials and the naturals, and ginger is my least favourite of the sort of the spicy raw materials. I love nutmeg and vanilla and sort of cumarin. That's, I think, gorgeous. But ginger with lemon, is my least favourite. So personally, I don't know. I'm removing the packaging from it and all the marketing. I think it's overpriced for what it is, to be frank with you. So I give it a 1 out of 2 for that. Do I like it? I don't like it at all, actually. And that is the mixture of the eugenol, that is the mixture of the oak moss raw materials and the slight leatheriness to it, and then the ginger and the lemon, all that sort of stuff. It's the ionones in it as well. It is the ionones mixed with all that, which is so dry. So it's so dry and herbaceous that I really just don't really like it. And unfortunately, because I don't like it, it has this amazing latching on ability. I kept getting movement of it, and personally I didn't really like it. But what I want to say is, I think that if you like this, I think this really is going to be a signature scent, and I think this is going to be your fragrance. And it does smell of an older gentleman, and it isn't particularly youthful, but I don't think in this aspect it's not really going for that. But the name to me, Reckless, would suggest a much younger scent. So I'm getting a little bit confused about, because when you are in your 20s to 30s, you're quite reckless, and as you get older you become much more sensible. And I'm speaking of personal experience. It's quite a difficult one for me to mark, because I'm not going on the packaging at all, and it's 50ml for nearly £400. So I'm going to mark it as 7 out of 10. And I think it's excellent, the way the raw materials are being combined with all sort of the aroma chemicals, and the way it's latching on is fantastic. But I do think it's overpriced, and I really just don't like the herbaceous. It smells very much of limonene and oak moss. Limonene is the main constituent in sort of the citrusy, sort of, it smells a bit like orange. So you've got sort of a mandarin-y sort of feel to this, with the acetates, linalool, ethyl linalool, expansiveness to it. I would love to have seen the sort of the ginger toned down, and some other citruses and sweeter citruses put into this, and to have some sort of ethyl maltol whipping around the base to sweeten this. It just feels so tart, dry, and eugenol, oak moss, and that's just personally how I feel. But the longevity is fantastic and long lasting, but it is not for me. So I hope you love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands, lots of fragrance reviews. I hope you're staying safe and well. I'll see you soon.